Hey guys, it's Teramite. We're going to be doing a tutorial today on Supersaws and chord stacks. So I'm going to be using my Big Rhythm Martian remix as an example. I'll play it first, and then we can talk about how I did it. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Ready the proton shields! Set phasers to stun and defend the galaxy!
So that's that. This is the part. So here's the notes. We've got a supersaw, which is this guy, Serum, and we have two lead layers, which are playing the same thing, and then there's like this underneath bass and just a sub. So first I will talk about the supersaw because that's probably the most important thing. It's actually pretty straightforward what I'm doing here. It's just you have a saw wave, which is just the plain old saw, unison 7 detuned pretty far down, and then 15 and detuned more up. A lot of people, when they're talking about like supersaw layering, they'll say have saws in unison but pretty much in mono, and then more detune. That's kind of what this is supposed to do. It's still a little bit detuned, but I don't know, I like the way it is. I don't know, pretty straightforward here. Same thing with the effects, it's just a little tiny bit of this hyper, chorus, a little bit reverb. This reverb isn't really necessary, you can just do it here in the effects, the mixer, whatever. I just kind of like the way it sounded here. And actually, the mix is 0 until this macro turns it up a little bit. So that's here to fill in this little hole in between the chords. I don't know, I just figured it would be cool to throw the reverb a little bit, and then a little bit of compression. So that's the Supersaw patch, pretty straightforward. Oh, one more thing. We've got pitch modulation, which is this guy. I've got the sine wave, which is from here, and it slowly rises over the bar, and that's why it sort of wobbles. And then there's also this pitch down. The Supersaw does that, the lead does that. They all have the same pitch modulation. So the lead layer is playing this, which is just the top of the chords. And let's see, lead layer is just another saw wave, a little bit of unison but not a whole lot. Sync, right? Actually, let me solo this Supersaw so you can hear what it sounds like alone. Okay, that was. So it sounds pretty good by itself, actually. As you can see on the mixer, I've got a little bit of saturation, dimension expander, you know, just the standard bring size down. Maximus, mono the lows, because I just do that on like everything. Mids are brought down a little bit here, and highs are brought up a little. And then I saturate it a little bit here, so it gets this nice square look to it, you know, because dynamic range is stupid. And there's also a little bit of reverb here as well. I don't really know why I did that, if there's already it on the patch, but I don't know. Lead layer. Sync. Here's what this lead layer sounds like by itself, actually. So that's that. That's just a saw with some sync. Basically the same effects as chorus, compression, multiband on this one, hyper, and then we've got tube distortion. Tube distortion can be a little harsh sometimes if it is hard clip. I like that one too. Same stuff. This is basically the same effects chain, although this is in a different spot. The same thing. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about the Supersaw EQ either. So this is just a little mixing stuff. I just kind of mess with it. till I like the way it sounded, and of course cut the lows because we need room for the sub. So yeah, that's lead layer 1, and then I'm going to have to solo this because lead layer 2 is routed into lead layer 1, I think. Whoops. Now you might think that sounds terrible, and you're right, it does sound terrible, but for some reason it works really well as part of a chord stack. So what happens here is there's yet more saw waves, 5 unison and just 1. So this one actually doesn't need to be on. Don't worry about this. I was trying an FM thing, it didn't work. So what happens here is we've got the regular old pitch mod, but we've actually also got other pitch mod on here that makes it sound really weird. And if I disable that, so I don't know, this is a trick I picked up from somewhere, I don't remember, but it makes it kind of screechy sounding, and stuck on top of a Supersaw it sounds real nice. So I'll play Supersaw with and without the leads, and we can see how that sounds. Oops. Okay, so you can see it's nice, and then actually without the screechy one, I'm sorry, what happened? It adds that nice character to it. It's pretty essential actually in the way the sound ended up. So then we've got this bass which is under the chords. It's just plain old bass, you know, playing the same thing the sub is. And what it is more saw waves. This one is just a saw wave that I messed up the phases on. You can right click and say like randomize all on the phases, and then it's FM'd from this guy. Again, I just kind of like the way that was. A little bit of comb filter because I like to do that. Hard clip, and then the standard effects. Saturation, Maximus. You know, all pretty standard stuff. So basically, and then finally, wait. First of all, we've got the sub, which is just 2 octaves down, a sine wave. And there's a little bit of saturation. I guess a lot of saturation. This keep low is pretty cool. So check out saturation knob if you haven't. It's a pretty good plugin. But so yeah, that's basically it. Moral of the story is Supersaw have a little bit of unison and not much detune, and then a whole bunch of unison and a lot of detune, and then the lead, I like to have a straight lead, and then the weird screechy lead, and then a bass under it, which is just a straight bass, and then sub, and it sounds real nice. So that's that. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. Thanks for watching.